So what I'd like you to do is to sit down, put your feet flat on the floor, and look at a spot in front of you. Just focus your attention on a spot in front of you, and let's start by focusing and relaxing into it. So as you look into that spot in front of you, with all the determination that you have in your life, let's start by taking a nice deep breath through the nose. And make sure that your belly is moving. If your belly is not moving, you may want to put a hand on it to make sure that it is. We want to engage our parasympathetic nervous system right now so we can relax. That's the system that allows us to fall asleep at night. So, as you look at the spot in front of you, take a nice deep breath through your nose, fill up your lungs, and hold for a couple of seconds before you exhale slowly. You can exhale slowly through either your nose or your mouth, but what I really am after is that the out breath is very long. It's elongated as much as possible while you keep your eyes focused on the spot. And then repeat this process. Another nice deep breath in, hold for a couple of seconds, and then exhale nice and slowly. Now keep on going for at least another 6 or more breaths. And while you do that, really engage your imagination. As you keep on focusing on that point, you might find that your peripheral vision is activated. So you are very aware of what's happening on the sides and even behind you, but you are focusing on that point in front of you. And as you engage your imagination, imagine, if you like, that you are inhaling a wonderful, soothing, calming light of relaxation. So inhaling this energy, and you can imagine, if you like, that this energy is traveling from the bottom all the way up through your spine, all the way up, and it is spreading everywhere as you inhale. And as you exhale, imagine that that light is traveling out. As it's traveling out, imagine that you are letting go of any tension, any worries, anything that no longer serves you in this moment. So you have more space inside your mind-body system for what you need, which is more of this peaceful, relaxing feeling. Keep on going and experiment. As you inhale and exhale, imagine, if you like, what would it be like to repeat to yourself the word calm. Just the word calm. If it had a color, what would it be? I like to imagine it blue or perhaps white, but it doesn't matter. You know what works for you. So just notice, how does it feel to repeat that word in your mind? And how do you imagine it would be written if it was written? Perhaps on a cloud or on a sandy beach. And what would it sound like if it was softly whispered through your ears? Keep on going and really engage in the process. Take responsibility and focus. Now, if your eyes are not closed yet, allow them to gently close. And as your eyes are closed for a moment, just be here now. Notice your breathing. Notice the movement of your belly going in and out. How does it feel? Perhaps you could notice the temperature of the air coming in through your nostrils and how different it is from the temperature of the air that comes out of your nostrils. There's no right or wrong, just notice what is right now. And as you keep on doing this, for a moment, just notice the sensations in your body or the lack of sensations. And again, see if you can be as judgment-free as possible with this process. So There is no right or wrong way of doing this. There's just what is right now. Notice the tendency to label everything as good or bad, and see if you can let go of that judgment. So notice what you notice, let it be. You're not trying to change it, and you're not stopping it from changing. Sometimes things change just by being observed. And even notice any feelings that may be coming up, any emotions. Again, see if you can let them be as they are. Coming and going like the tide ebbs and flows, or night follows day. And of course you are aware, and this parallel awareness, you're aware of any sounds you may be hearing, but allow those sounds to simply be a background that will enhance your experience of going within, focusing your attention where you decided to be, which is within and right now, listening to the sound of my voice. See if you can be just a curious observer to your experience, almost like a scientist looking in from the outside, watching those emotions come and go. And notice if there's any thoughts coming and going too. Thoughts can be just like clouds. Sometimes the sky is filled with beautiful fluffy clouds. Sometimes the sky is filled with stormy dark clouds, and sometimes there's no clouds at all. So see if you can just be that sky, observing the clouds coming and going, and not attaching to any specific one. But if you notice at any point that you have attached to a specific one, to a specific thought, congratulate yourself, because that is part of training your mind and training yourself to notice, so you can bring your attention back where you decided to be. Now, as you do this, bring to mind a person in your life that you don't particularly like. Maybe someone that gets a little bit on your nerves. Someone in the past you've judged critically. Imagine that you're looking at them talking right in front of you. And for a moment, focus on them and realize, become aware of the kind of judgments you're having in your mind, the kind of thoughts you're having in your mind. What are the things you are saying to yourself as you are seeing this person in front of you? What are the kind of judgments you're making about them? Just notice what they are. The things you're saying to yourself. The kind of judgments that you're placing on this person. The kind of things you're saying to yourself about their behavior, their looks, their words, who you perceive them to be. Just notice these judgments and what they are. And then for a moment, step back. Imagine that you are observing yourself, observing the other person. So you are looking at yourself, making these judgments while looking at this person. And imagine, if you like, that those judgments are like a stick on a river, floating from upstream to downstream. You're watching the judgments go, moving in and out, flowing down this imaginary river of consciousness. And even if you notice that there's a judgment on yourself for having those judgments, see them as that stick. See if you can let them be that stick floating down the river too. And when you're ready, ask yourself these questions. What do you imagine that person is feeling while they're saying those things that they're saying? What do you imagine that they need? What's important to them right now? What do you think they need? When you ask yourself these questions, you may come up with new information that may help you to understand this person better. Now, when you want to come out of this meditative space, just simply have that intention. And then one way that I find really useful is to simply count yourself out, counting in your mind from 1 to 5. And when you reach the count of 5, you are feeling fully awake, fully aware, back to your full conscious awareness once again, normal sensations coming back to your body, and feeling calm. I find this exercise is quite useful when I'm feeling angry or judgmental, critical, but it's also useful in general to feel less judgmental also of ourselves. So it's the kind of exercise that you can use when you notice that you are judging yourself, you're putting yourself down. That kind of attitude will never help you to become better because it wastes a lot of energy in putting yourself down, and therefore you've got no energy left to do anything else. When you feel that way, you can close your eyes for a moment, notice those thoughts, visualize them being like this stick going from up the river to down the river and just passing by. And then you can ask yourself the question, what am I feeling when I say these things? What do I need right now? What do I need right now? What would be more helpful to tell myself? What would be more helpful to tell myself? Now, if you want to go deeper with this, and discover how this practice can help you to shift from feeling even depressed, if you like, to moving on to something different, to a different perception of yourself and reality, then just look at the other videos. There's another video about that. Leave me comments, let me know how you're doing, subscribe to my channel, and look out for new videos every week. So thank you for listening. Bye for now.